All right, you want to be a great training partner? I want you to be a great training partner. Here are 3 qualities that will help you accomplish that goal. All right, number 1, straight off the top, is the most important, and it trumps all the other things we can come up with for good training partners. And here it is: safety and control. It is your responsibility to take care of your people. It's that simple. Take care of people. This trumps all the others because if you don't take care of people, guess what? You're in a gym by yourself with no one to train with. You're going to run everybody off. That's not the goal. We want people to keep training, and I would say you probably want training partners to drill with, which means you have to take care of people. Now, let's talk about something. When it comes to submissions in the gym, how do we finish those? I got an idea. How about we bring back the gentle art? We call jiu-jitsu the gentle art, but somewhere along the line, I think we're losing that element. Here's a thought. If a submission cannot be finished with gentleness, your technique is lacking. You probably need to hit the reset button. You are missing something. Every submission can be applied with smooth and steady and safe and controlled technique. You can take care of people. When you are rolling with someone and you snatch up a submission, it is your responsibility to take care of them. It's not your responsibility to prove to them or prove to your coach or prove to yourself that you can submit someone. That's not the goal. You can know whether or not you have a submission locked up. You can let it go. And I get it. Competition is something different. You go to Worlds, I get it. The responsibility is going to increase on that person to tap early and tap often. And that's still a thing. But when it comes to the gym and your training grounds and your workshop, guess what? I believe and I submit to you that the greater responsibility falls to the one that is submitting. The responsibility is greatest in that person's hands because you are in control of that person's safety. What will you do? Is getting a submission more important to you than taking care of people? If so, guess what? You are not a good training partner. A great training partner knows how to take care of people. And listen, as I've rolled with some of the best in the world, I feel that with those guys. Black belts, people who've competed at the highest of levels, and they submit me, I can sense that, you know what? They're not there to prove anything. They're taking care of me. And they're finishing their technique in a really smooth and controlled way. And guess what? It's effective. It's absolutely effective. So make sure that you take care of people. And actually, that philosophy will help you have better technique. All right, the second quality that's going to help you be a great training partner is consistency and reliability. You got to keep coming to class. I'll never forget running into Fabio Santos out in San Diego, and I asked him, had been training for about 3 months, hey, what advice do you have? Keep going to class was his response. The longer someone trains, the more fun they are to train with, right? The longer you go on the jiu-jitsu journey with others, you build rapport with one another. You build trust with one another. You build a camaraderie, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a family. Like all those things are kind of earned over time. So that consistency helps to be a great training partner because you learn how this works. You learn about what we just talked about. There's things that you just don't know in the beginning. So the longer you train, the more you pick up on the things that are going to help you be a great training partner. Be consistent. Be steady. All right, the third way that you can be a great training partner is by adaptability and attitude. Here's the reality. We can talk about being adaptable in a number of ways. The key way I want to challenge you with is this. You can't roll the same with everyone. Is jiu-jitsu for everyone? Well, will everyone love jiu-jitsu? Probably not, but guess what? Anyone can absolutely come to jiu-jitsu and fall in love with it, right? There's no doubt about it. Are you willing to understand that not everyone's going to train jiu-jitsu for the same reason? You have different people that come for different reasons. Thus, you have to be willing to adapt and understand that I can't roll the same with every single person. Again, going back to number 1, safety and control. Can I adapt my style to who I'm rolling with? Can I adapt my style depending on if they have an injury and they come to you and they say, hey, man, my knee's really been bothering me. Hey, my right shoulder's really been bothering me. Right shoulder. Can we adapt to that? Can we adapt and take care of them in that sense? That's adaptability. So 1 and 3 kind of go hand in hand. One of my favorite quotes of all time is by Chuck Swindoll, and he said, I'm convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% how I respond to it. You think about that. That is an incredible quote, because so much of life and so much of in jiu-jitsu are going to be things out of your control. But guess what you can control? How you respond. You control your attitude to any given situation. You want to know what makes a great training partner? You want to know the flip side and what makes a horrible training partner? A bad attitude. A bad attitude. Someone who doesn't know how to respond in a good and positive and encouraging way. Great training partners, they know how to respond that's going to benefit themselves and the people around them. They've learned that there's a lot of things I can't control, but I can control how I respond to that. Apply that to your training in jiu-jitsu, and guess what? You will be a great training partner. Guys, thanks so much for listening. I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I want to keep great content coming your way that benefits you in your jiu-jitsu. Until next time, train on.